I mean, everybody's going to have their distinct thing that they can probably help them with the most. Everybody's got, some sort of advantage over another company.
We can bring customers to your door. So we can help you identify upfront who you're trying to reach and then very specifically target those people. It used to be a shotgun approach where you would just say 25 to 54 and you would just hope that you were reaching people that were inclined to do business with you. Now we can get much more granular in the targeting, and it takes the guesswork out of it. It removes as much waste as possible, and waste being impressions that are delivered to a home that's just not going to be a customer. So you want to deliver your message to people that are more likely to be your customer. And so, that's a combination of age and income and geography and other characteristics like education, home ownership. Depending on the target, there's so many different ways that you can target, so many things you can understand about your customer. And now we have the ability to target all the characteristics you understand about your customer. We can target them with those characteristics in media. And so it makes your media much more efficient, much more effective, and you're not paying for wasted advertising impressions.
That's a good question. I don't think that there is a certain number of impressions that you need to buy in order to be successful. I think it's based on who you are targeting. So if you have a very specific target that you're trying to reach, let's say you're trying to reach 25-54 household income of 150K plus, might have 2 kids, works as and blue collar or white collar, works, you have all these specifics that your customer, this is who you have a higher likelihood of selling to. It's really based on reaching that person specifically. And so you want to make sure that you're working with somebody that has that targeting capability and they're just not closing their eyes and throwing the dart at the dartboard, because a lot of companies do that these days. There's a ton of impressions out there. We're spending more time with video than we ever have before, whether it be streaming, traditional. We're in front of our screens all the time. But I don't want to just reach some random person and waste that one impression. I want to make sure that my impressions are seen by the person that is going to be my ideal customer, my ideal demographic. So I don't think there's a specific amount of impressions that you need to buy to get that way. I think you just need to make sure that the impressions that you are buying are reaching the person that you want to reach.
Yeah, so I think that the number one thing that I would want to get across today is to stop viewing media the way we used to view it, as recently as 10 years ago. We're not looking at demos anymore. We're looking at audiences, and you have to start with an audience. You need to be able, and buyers used to, the agency mindset, the buyer mindset used to be, I'm going to buy TV, so now I'm going to talk to my broadcast stations and I'm going to talk to my cable provider. Now let's go over here for my, for my online. For my display campaign, I'm going to talk to this provider for display, and then whatever else, if they wanted radio or print or, outdoor with billboards, whatever they wanted, they were dealing with a different company, different services for each type of media. And so that's a platform focus. And when you're doing it that way, you're also buying on a demo. So, the adult 25-54, instead of the specific customer characteristics and attributes that you need, to bring someone through your door. So you need to think holistically about customers instead of demos, and you need to be willing to buy the same kind of media from more than one company. So a lot of times we have streaming, for example. We have regular traditional linear cable, but we also have robust streaming capabilities. But they say, okay, well, I'm buying my streaming over here, I don't need streaming from you. But those two things don't conflict. And the thing you need to keep in mind is you're targeting an audience. So when you work with me to target an audience, I have tremendous targeting capabilities and data-driven that will drive results. But the campaign that we put together for you, it's always going to be focused on your demo. Part of it will be delivered on linear cable. Part of it will be delivered on streaming. Part of it will be online. Part of it will be social. Part of it will be whatever else. But what we're doing is we're following your audience across their media behavior throughout the day. And so you need to be open-minded as a buyer to understand that I'm not buying cable from you. I'm buying my target, my persona. Let's just call her Emily. That you've come up with all the data attributes that makes up your customer. So buy Emily from me. Don't buy cable from me. Don't buy streaming from me. Don't buy online. Don't buy video display. Don't buy addressable TV. Buy Emily, and I will deliver her with all of these platforms. And then when you talk to another media partner, if they say, well, we have streaming, and it's like, well, don't tell me about your streaming. Tell me about your targeting. And how do you target? Do you use first-party data? Do you use first-party data across the different platforms, not just one or two or three, whatever? So you need to understand their ability to target generally, but then specifically on all the different media platforms that they will put you on. And what they propose is not going to conflict with what we propose. So you can buy streaming from me and someone else. You can buy streaming from someone else and from me. You have to remember you're buying a demo. And let me deliver the demo the way we uniquely can. Somebody else can deliver their demo, their audience rather, in the way that they uniquely can. So don't say that I can, don't think that you can only buy TV from one vendor, only buy online, only buy streaming, only buy whatever else from a single vendor, because that's not following an audience, that's following a platform. And you want to follow your audience, your customer.
Well, I don't know if I'm better at digital with any kind of category of business. I really think that each business, even if they're in the same field, are going to have different strategies. So if I'm working in the auto industry, a Ford dealer and a Lexus dealer are going to have completely different audiences. They're going to have completely different ways that they need to reach them. So I really want to cater whatever I do to them, with them to their demographic, and not necessarily just do a one-stop shop for everybody, right? So I think everything is custom, everything is specific, and I work with each client according to their needs and not just do a approach for everybody in the same way, even in the same industry.